Your attention span is cooked, and I'll prove it to you right now. I bet a lot of you probably can't even finish this singular video. Not because it's long, not because you're too busy, but because your brain has gotten so used to constant stimulation that even sitting here listening to one person talk for a few minutes starts to feel difficult, and that should scare you a little because this isn't about getting distracted. It's about losing the ability to stay with anything long enough for it to actually mean something. A thought, a skill, a conversation, anything. You probably feel it already. You open your phone for 1 second and somehow you end up 10 videos deep without even remembering the first one. You try to do homework or learn something or work on an idea, and your brain instantly starts looking for an escape route. Check your phone, open another tab, look for some music, replay something, anything except sitting there and focusing. And the worst part is this starts to feel normal, and that's how, it's bad because when something is destroying you slowly but everyone around you is doing the same thing, it stops looking dangerous. It just looks normal. A few years ago, being bored was just part of life. Now people treat boredom like an emergency. The second there's silence, they reach for something. A screen, a video, a notification, a chat, some sort of noise, because being alone with your own thoughts for even a minute now feels uncomfortable. And that's a problem because if your brain can't handle stillness, it can't handle depth either. And almost everything valuable in life requires depth. You can't build skills without it. You can't think clearly without it. You can't even know yourself properly if your mind is constantly running from silence. That's why so many people feel mentally exhausted all the time, even when they haven't really done anything. They haven't built anything. They haven't worked deeply. They haven't focused, but they still feel drained because their attention is being ripped into 100 directions all day. It's not hard labor. It's mental fragmentation. Your brain never leads anywhere. It just bounces. And after enough of that, even simple things starts to feel harder than they should. Reading 2 pages feels exhausting. Watching a full video feels so long. Studying for 20 minutes feels impossible. Even conversations get affected. People can barely listen to anyone anymore without wanting extra stimulation in the background. Music, notifications, another screen, something. And that's insane when you actually think about it, because once your attention starts breaking, everything else follows. Your work gets worse. Your memory gets worse. Your patience gets worse. And your standards start dropping too. You stop expecting depth from yourself because your brain gets trained to live on a surface-level stimulation. Quick shorts, quick laughs, quick hits, quick distractions. Nothing lasts long enough to change you. It just keeps you entertained enough to come back for more. That's why your days can feel so full but so empty at the same time. You consumed a lot, but nothing really happened. You were busy, but not with anything real. And after a while, that starts messing with your sense of progress because deep down, you know the difference between real effort and digital junk food. One leaves you fulfilled, the other just leaves you numb. And that's why people keep saying they want to change but never do. It's not always because they're lazy. Sometimes it's because their brain is so overstimulated that real effort feels unbearably slow. Learning a skill feels too long. Going to the gym consistently feels too slow. Building a channel feels too uncertain. Making money takes too long. Everything real starts to feel boring compared to the speed of digital dopamine. And that's dangerous because life isn't meant to hit you with a reward every 8 seconds. And the scary thing is, most people are losing this battle without even realizing it. They think they just have bad this. They think they just have bad discipline. They think they need more motivation. They think they need a better routine. But none of that matters much if your attention is broken. Because if you can't direct your mind, you can't direct your life. That's the real issue. Your attention is your life. Whatever gets it, gets you. And right now, a lot of people are handing it away all day long for free to apps, to algorithms, to short clips made by people who profit from keeping you distracted. And then they wonder why they can't focus on their own future. What makes this even worse is that people laugh about it now. They joke that their attention span is fried. They say they can't watch anything longer than 30 seconds. They say they need Subway Surfers under every video just to pay attention. And it's funny for a second, but if you actually think about it, it's not funny at all. If you lose the ability to focus, you lose one of the most important advantages a person can have. In a distracted world, attention becomes power. If you can focus to when everyone else is scattered, you automatically get ahead. Not because you're smarter, not because you're more talented, but because you can stay with something long enough to actually improve at it, and most people can't. That's why this matters so much. This isn't just about being more productive. This is about whether you're still in control of your own mind, whether you can sit down and choose what deserves your energy, whether you can resist the urge to constantly escape into stimulation. Because once you lose that, you don't just lose time. You lose your clarity, you lose your patience, you lose your momentum, and eventually, you start losing pieces of yourself without even noticing. So, no, this isn't some dramatic phones or evil speech. It's simpler than that. If you keep feeding your brain instant stimulation all day, don't be surprised when normal life starts feeling dull. Don't be surprised when you can't focus. Don't be surprised when everything important feels harder than it should. You trained your brain to reject slowness, and almost everything valuable is slow. That's the truth. If you made it till the end, congrats. This is your first step to uncooking your attention span.